there's some things we need to discuss.
Yeah.
There's some dirty things going on in the car community. We don't like it.
Yeah, we don't like it.
Nasty, stinky stuff.
Stinky stuff, nasty. P.U.
Yep, that face says a lot.
And what up, world? Welcome back to the episode, yes, of Skinny's World. We have a heavy topic that I would like to cover, very much so. And Jin, man, a little upset about it. You a little upset about it, huh? Yeah, he is. There is a lot of stuff. I want to say a lot. A few things that's been going on in the car community for years that a lot of people say puts a stain on it, which I agree that I want to discuss in this video. So you guys know there's been a lot of things going on. We'll talk about first my boys, Damon and Dave at DDE. They threw on Block Party #1, which was a smash hit, last minute, put not even a 15-hour notice, smash packed event. It was a lot of fun. Then they did the Block Party 2, one day before Monterey Car Week, and it was a lot of fun. The crowd was crazy, the crowd was wild. A great time for the car community to come together to celebrate cars in general, whether it's supercar, JDM, didn't matter. There was lowriders there. It was a fun time. But with comes with what? Burning the spot. You guys hear that term a lot, burning the spot. We don't like the spot being burned, do we, Jin?
No.
Nope. Not at all. That's a topic I want to talk about because it's a sticky one, man. Like, you have different opinions, and it may get a little heated in the comments. I'm sure it will. So that's the kind of discussion I want to have. But before we do that, I'm gonna head to a night meet, which is a great example of how you can have fun, have events, and not necessarily burn the spot. I know you guys saw Damon and Dave's video, and you guys probably thought their stories video and their main channel video. Actually, when their stories video came out, a lot of you guys thought it was fake, that it was staged, wasn't real, not a big deal. Then the main channel video came out. It's more realistic. Like, that is not a joke. They literally had the sheriff's department and a city representative come inspect their shop because of what happened at Block Party 2. And it's pretty serious, man. Not just the events that can get shut down. They literally could be told they either have to leave their HQ, or they can't do what they got that HQ and what they're intended to do was what? Not just build cars, right? Not just show off cars, not just, to build and create the craziest thing you've ever seen. It's to have fun on that facility and do things that Hoonigan did was what? Do burnouts, do car testing, right? Like, you build a drift car that my guest is building right now, right? He's building his Mercedes, right? His AMG. Be able to have that car built and test it immediately on the block. It's what they got that building. It's what that was intended to do was you have cars, you build them, and you test it. Wait till that twin turbo F12 was finished. He doesn't need to go to a track or run out of space to do it. He can do it in his home HQ, and test out that car and get some great content with it. But that all could be ruined because some stupid stuff that happened at Block Party 2. So first, let's head to Malibu Audubon, throwing on a sick night meet. So let's flash back to that meet real quick. I wouldn't sell low dolo, man, but it was still a lot of fun. Twin turbo R8s, twin turbo Huracans, and your boy got that footage. A dope event, dope setup. So let's cut to that, and then we're gonna cut right back and get into burning the spot and some of the nasty stuff that's going on in the car community. I really want to have this discussion. Guys, this is crazy out here. I was not expecting this. This is crazy. All right, you guys, we came inside the shop. I'm assuming it is called the Jungle. I have no idea, but inside here, this is sick. They have a full court freaking basketball court. That's my type of shop. Man, R8 on display. I am honestly, man, it's crazy how when you don't have what you used to have or what you want it really bad. And this thing looks really nice sitting there. It's crazy that I had an R8. When I look at this one, like, I am like, whew, still an amazing car. Looks beautiful, looks sick. And this one has the red guts in the interior right here. Look at that. Just beautiful. It's crazy, like, now that I don't own one anymore, looking inside of it, like I said, I really appreciate for what this car is. And of course, you have the ultimate, the SVJ convertible. Now, what I love about the convertibles is you get this little, like, extra thing on top of here on the roof, and you get that see-through section right there, and that glass, I believe, goes up and down. Then the rear just looks a little bit different on this rear deck lid compared to the coupe. And if you get that roof scoop that Damon has in his car, you'll get like a floating roof scoop action coming over the top, on top of the SVJ. I wouldn't mind getting a convertible in the SVJ just because the way the top comes off. And now the price goes up. I'm gonna say upwards to like 75 to 100,000 for a convertible. Could be more, don't quote me on that, but man, to get a convertible, your price just goes up and up. Look at this, guys. Spray paint in the van, let's go. That's sick. This is Cali car culture. Look at this. Everyone's putting their mark all over this van, and then you have all these cars, this whole lot is parked all the way up, back, down, and forth. Let's check out some whips before this music gets bumping. This Porsche is sick. This drive is gonna be insane. They said they had 1,200 applications of people who wanted to come. So about 1,200 cars applied to come here. And they let them all in. So 1,200 cars aren't gonna fit in here, but there's about to be 1,200 at least people with vehicles that want to be part of this meetup and part of this drive. So it's gonna get nuts. Got the super crew right up here lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4 BMWs, Supras all lined up. So I'm gonna step away from like the crowd and the music a little bit, but just take this in. Those of you who don't live in California, you're not able to come out to some of these events, the cars and coffees, the night meets, like this is what it's like. All these cars, they're painting vans, everyone's chilling, having a good time, all for what? Cars. This is California car culture at its finest. You have like your lowriders, right? You have your truck scene, you have your exotic scene, and you have like a mixture, a little bit of everything. And this is one of these events where anyone can come, anybody can have fun, just meet people, talk, have a good time, all because of love of cars. This is what you get in California, man. So if you have not had a chance to visit here, you guys got to come visit. It's all year long, not just the summertime, because the weather obviously in California is amazing for the most part. You can come any time of the year and you're gonna get this when you come to a night meet and you come to anything that's thrown in advance. Like, this is crazy, man. Give me a Mini Cooper.
1.
Good turbos, baby. Sounds so good.
Let's go.
Gosh, man, nothing like a great twin turbo V10. Holy crap. We have an R8 twin turbo, and I believe a Huracan, 2 Huracan twin turbo, and then a blue Technica right in front of me. Twin turbo SPO! Damn! Let's go. Oh my god! What? Wow! Everybody's got the snails, man. Holy crap. It's like catching a cold right now. Everyone's got snails. Give it to me. Who wouldn't give it to me? Hey, people just don't listen. Right? Don't listen. 1 second. Cheers. Cheers. And they don't learn. All right, you guys. So let's get into this. So first and foremost, I brought Mo along because Mo's got some stories, along with stories that I have that I want to share to kind of talk about this topic. Because, like myself, been in the car community for some time, seen some stuff, and from a different angle, Mo's also been in like the same section in the car community, like the exotic car community, right? But also like, I hate to say it, but like the takeover, the hood rap stuff that we like to call it. So he's also been involved in that stuff. And even like in the motorcycle community, I've been involved in that stuff for like 10 years plus. So I have a lot of stories I can share to really relate to the topic we're talking about. So let's kind of get into it. So let's talk about DDE real quick. I know I mentioned him in the opening of the video. And yeah, like the whole Block Party 2 thing and the shutdown is a real thing. They literally can't not just lose having events there, but also their space, their HQ. And once again, 30,000 square feet, they're paying a lot of money a month. That's how they make their living. Like, yeah, I do YouTube, yes, I make money off of it. Yes, I'll love this to be like my only single job. It's not. Hopefully I'll get there one day, that is a goal, but like that is Damon and Dave's job. That's how they feed their families. So for them to lose that shop is big, not just for their business, but for their families. Like if they lose that, that's a lot of money wasted. And then it's like, where do they go from there? So because of the stupid stuff that happened outside of the Block Party 2 is why this is happening. So if you guys don't know, which you should know, you should have seen their video already, that somebody was outside, obviously there was revving, right? There was burnouts happening, and they specifically said if you're inside the gates, feel free to rev. They will have another event where they can have donuts and things like that at a different time. They have to get permits, maybe even go to a different location. But a lot of you guys didn't listen, man. A lot of you guys are out there still revving, which isn't a big deal. It is, but won't like shut it down, right? But what revving leads to burnouts and leads to donuts. And some idiot did donuts, it hit another car. Literally hit somebody else's car. Saw it, right? Yeah. Wild. I'm sure you guys have seen the videos. If you haven't, I think Mr. JWW did a video and he showed some of the damage done to that car. Sucks. So Block Party 1, one of the neighbors down the street who owns like a trucking company, was upset because their driveway was being blocked by other cars. Granted, it wasn't this car's fault. The police came because obviously there were shenanigans going on outside. They're giving somebody a ticket, and they gave them a ticket right in front of the driveway. So the trucks that were coming in couldn't get through to do their job, and it was blocked for like a good 45 minutes. First complaint. Then come Block Party 2, similar thing happened. We actually had security, at about 15 to 18 security guards. A few of them were specifically in the streets to make sure that didn't happen, right? But since those driveways weren't blocked, we still had the crazy shenanigans going on outside, and someone, once again, tried doing a donut, hit a car, and the neighbors were once again upset and pissed off. And one neighbor in particular really took it serious and called some people in the city that he knew to create a complaint. That was complaint number 1 that Damon posted on the Stories channel. And then he kept going through with the complaints. Next thing you know, the sheriff's department with the city official came up again a second time, but this time they actually did a thorough walkthrough of their facility and just did some checks and balances, and then take it back to their superior to see if they're doing any violations that's above or past code of what they're allowed to do in their building. If you guys haven't seen their video, link in the description, check out their video, both of them, the Stories and their main channel video, and you guys can kind of see like how everything unfolds and get more details I'm talking about. All right, so how do we start this conversation? So, all right, a friend of ours in the car community, Esteban, had a reel. Actually just got taken down. I wonder if Instagram took it down.
I think so.
But his reel got a lot of traction. So let me sum it up. I wish it was still up because I would show it to you guys. But pretty much the reel had somebody drifting on the street. So just because you think you can drift on the street doesn't mean you can drift on the track. Then it had somebody, it had like a takeover, right? So just because you can do this in the street doesn't make you a good driver. Besides that, in the comments, there's a lot of comments of like people saying, yep, takeovers need to stop, this needs to stop. And there's a lot of comments below those comments saying like, what are you guys complaining about? This is part of car culture. And that's what I want to talk about. Yes, you can say that stuff is part of car culture, right? But doesn't mean it needs to keep happening and stick around. So, related back to DDE in Damon's video, he said, as a community, we need to speak up when we see things that we know we shouldn't be doing. Someone needs to speak up. You can't just watch it and let it happen.
Right.
Yes, it is part of car culture. So let me relate this to something. So football. Let's talk about football. Those of you who watch it know it. If you don't, you'll still understand this. Back, I'll say like 1960, I don't know, 1950, into where we are now. Football, contact sport.
Yeah.
A lot of contact brings what? Views, right? So big hits back in the day brought a lot of eyes and a lot of views. That's what people wanted to see. But as we started getting further and further in football, right, the years go by, we saw that more contact, specifically head-to-head contact, caused a lot of concussions,
Right.
brain injuries.
Injuries.
People have died,
Exactly.
right? But that's part of football, right? Big hits is part of the game, but doesn't mean it has to stay that way. So what the league do? The league started getting more and having more safety regulations with helmets, more padding. You know, they designed the helmets like 2 or 3 times. Still, CTE is and still is a thing, right? Big problem. So the NFL said, okay, it can't just be the helmets we got to redesign. Now we need to what? Change the game. They changed the rules, right? So rules are now changed where quarterbacks are a lot more protected. You can't go helmet to helmet. There's penalties involved. You have to hit a certain way or you get a penalty. They literally changed the way the game is played. I know a lot of old timers say the game is soft. It's not the same now. But it's to protect the players from not just getting hurt, but from dying, and to protect the sport. Because if it keeps being that dangerous, people aren't going to watch. They're not. They'll lose money, they lose revenue, and the sport just goes gone. So that's just relating it to the car stuff, right? Like, yes, you can say takeovers, burnouts, whatever. It's part of the car culture, but it doesn't need to stay that way because that brings injuries. It brings police, which we don't want. It brings a whole nother negative side to the car community that we don't want and we don't want to see. Because to be honest, when you guys do that stuff out there, it's not you that's going to get caught all the time. It's going to be someone like me rolling around like, yeah, I got a Lamborghini, but like it's bright green.
Right.
It's got stickers all over it. It's going to stick out like a sore thumb. So I'm going to get picked on first before you will, just because of what's going on in the streets. They assume that we're a part of that stuff just because of the way my car looks. So you're bringing everybody else into that drama, and then we just get popped, and things get shut down. Now, I'm not going to act like we're all innocent here. We've all have done something in the car community that we don't like and that we aren't happy about, right? So I'm not saying that I'm not perfect. Mo's definitely not perfect. And that's why he's here to share some stories too. So I'll even start myself first before we get into his stories. Back like in my high school days, yeah, man, street racing was a thing back then. It wasn't takeovers, it was street racing. And it wasn't like necessarily how it is today where you're on the freeway and you're like, 1, 2, 3, go! Like, we didn't do that stuff. It was industrial area. I remember specifically, I grew up in Rancho Cucamonga. We used to go over by Scandia. If you guys live in Rancho or in the IE, off the 15, you guys know Scandia, the little like place where you do miniature golf and all that stuff. There was like an industrial road over there. I can't remember the exact street. And that's where a lot of the street races happen. And that's where a lot of trucks would go through every once in a while. So around like 11 p.m., I would say close to midnight, cars would be lined up, ready to go. But honestly, it was really organized, I'm not gonna lie. And I've been to only one street race. The one time I went, scared the crap out of me because a cop showed up and it was a whole thing. So one of my best friends, Clint, you're out there, you're watching this, what's up, man? He broke his foot one time and he wanted to go to a street race. He's on crutches.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and he drove. Cars were lined up outside of the strip. Things blocked off, flashlights. It was actually pretty damn safe. There was a lot of people there. And I remember like one race went, I was like, dang, this is crazy. Second race went, next thing you hear is, cops! Everyone showed up. This fool's on crutches. And he's like, to hop to his car. Man, I'm not gonna lie, I was that friend, I was gone.
Really? You left though?
Oh no, I went to his car, but the problem was he had the keys. So I'm sitting there like, come on man, let's go. Long story short, man, we got out. We almost got blocked in by the police. They broke it up. Whatever. But that's like something like I've been a part of that. Like, yeah, I wasn't proud of it, right? Street racing, obviously it's not safe on the street, doesn't belong there, and people can die. People have died. It will continue to die when it's done legal. That's why we want drag strips and racetracks to be able to do that stuff safely. But like, that's the one time I went to a street race and it got wild. I learned very quickly, like, that ain't for me.
When I first started out in the car scene, I got a BMW 435, and I thought like everything was like Fast and Furious. So like the first meet that I went to, it was more chill and calm. And then the second meets that I started going to, it was turning out to be like takeovers. I got into it, and I was going more often. Like I was going like almost every night.
Dang.
To every single one. Stuff started happening. Like I'm literally like trying to record. I'm seeing everyone getting in closer to record.
That's wild.
And I'm like getting comfortable too. And I'm like one of those people that are running towards the cars. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
damn, you know. But one day it was like it was crazy. Like I was just standing, and literally the car was just going and doing the burnouts and stuff like that. This lady on right next to me, she was a little bit an inch closer than me, and literally the car came and smacked her in the leg, and literally she couldn't get up, and I think she broke her leg that day.
Wow.
And after that, I was still like, you know, like, damn, this probably happens. It's pretty normal. And then I went to another one. A gun was pulled out.
Oh no.
A gun was pulled out, and the guy would start shooting in the air. This one scenario where I was recording, and I didn't notice, and literally a month later, I look at the video, and I see this guy getting hit, and he was like flew off. Like, people were so focused on the car, they didn't even see the guy flying off, which is crazy. I mean, I did the same thing where like cops would show up and run and stuff like that. But now that when I realize it, I'm just like, I kind of wasted my time.
Yeah.
It was like, I didn't gain anything from it. Like, I could have got injured. I could have got hurt.
You could have got killed.
There was this one scenario,
crazy.
like I was getting so influenced by them. Like, I went to like a really nice like meet, was hosted by some big people. I was that one dude. When I would leave the car meet, I started doing a burnout, and they recorded me, and they're like, come on, guys. And now that I see that video, it's like so disrespectful, and I'm just like, why did I do that? And it's
Dang.
like,
So you got caught doing that.
yeah, and
on
I was that
video.
one dude where like
Dang.
that ruined the car meet, you know?
Yeah.
Doing that, and I'm like, now that I look at that video, and I'm just like,
You get
yeah,
it.
why did I do that?
Get it. Yeah. So like sharing that, guys, just so you guys know, like we know no one's perfect. We all know we make decisions that sometimes we regret later. But once again, to just watch this happen over and over again, you not say anything, man, it stinks. The question for you guys is like, we know this isn't gonna stop, right? We know, like, I know this video is not gonna make all this go away. Like, the police can't even make all this go away, right? So like, what do we need to do to like control it, contain it, and not make it be such a thing? Especially at events like the DDE block party, like events like that.
Yeah.
Like, how can we stop it from ruining and burning the spot? Because that spot's burnt now, man. Like, Damien and Dave have to do a lot of work to be able to throw another event like that again. Partying with the city, partying with the sheriff's department to contain that road, because once we're inside the gates, man, like, it's hard to control what happens outside. But really, even outside events, like these takeovers and stuff are just out of control. I went to the Malibu Audubon event, right? Even an event like that can get out of control. Like, we've been on a few drives. Actually, one hosted by Malibu Audubon, some base events that are really good.
Yeah.
Man, and some people driving on the roads, like, people get excited, they want to take pictures of the cars, even motorcycles, right? So when I went on the Malibu Audubon drive, guys, it was really organized. Like, well job done to those guys. Like, really organized, really chill, really calm. The route was nice. They had a great safety meeting, and people actually paid attention. Listen, like, yeah, I'm filming the twin turbo Huracans and the R8s, but no one was racing. No one was driving stupid crazy. Everybody was signaling properly, letting people get over when they need to get over. Like, very well done, Malibu Audubon. Like, it was a really good event. Like, the second meet spot, I didn't go to it, but I heard it was very chill, very organized. And we need more events, more meets like that. And that's what's fun. Like, I love going to events where you meet up, see your homies, see cool new builds, meet new people. Then you get to see the cars drive on the street, which is what I love. Like, yeah, standstill cars, seeing show cars is dope. I like seeing cars move, hearing them, seeing how they shift, like flames. I like seeing that stuff. So we have these events like Malibu Audubon where you get to meet up, see the cars, food, music, fun, talk, and go drive. Like, that's what it's about. So how do we keep those events and not just crap shoots and crap shows? So, man, I think I'm just putting this video together. I really just want to like have you guys talk about it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. But we got to keep the community safe, man, and keep it fun. Like, yeah, it's a time and a place for everything. Yes, I know we've all done something. Like, we've all done a burnout, right? We've all done a rev it, which is fine. I don't have a problem with the revving. Yeah. But it's when you get to doing like the donuts on a space you don't have permission to do it in. Like, if you're at an owner's shop and there's like, it's safe, it's clear, and the owner's like, hey, go ahead, do a couple donuts, cool. But like in the middle of the street with no permission, you know you shouldn't do it. Nah, man, don't do it. Like, yeah, I have some homies who've done some donuts in the street with no one around, or it's like on a cul-de-sac. They have permission from someone, hey, you can do one or two, cool, and go. Like, I honestly don't have a problem with that. It's when you do it with a crowd full of people, or in the middle of the street, or like at the DDE block party in a small street where there's cars around, a lot of people around, and like the organizer's telling you, please be safe outside, don't burn the spot, and you do it anyway. That's the problem that I have with this. When you do it, when people are asking you to not do it, kind of like what you said you did. Like, they asked not to do burnouts, you did one, and you got caught on video, and you felt like crap, right?
And it's embarrassing, bro.
It is embarrassing, man. Yeah, and when you do that, like, it's okay to be embarrassed. Don't let your ego get to you where you're like, man, F that. Yeah, man, that's what it's about. Like, nah, man, like, if you get caught and like you feel that, like, dang, like, let it sit, because that means you know that, hey, I'm gonna learn from this and I'm gonna do it different next time. Like, don't have such a big ego to where you don't want to learn from your mistakes and you just like be negative on the internet or go be negative to whatever just because you got caught doing something and someone called you out on. Like, it's okay, man. That's called learning. that feeling you have inside means I need to learn from this.
Exactly.
Like, and just move on from it. So like, yeah, I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think. Like,
I mean, honestly, it's like you don't like I've done that stuff for like 2 years, and I didn't gain anything. I didn't gain like hardcore friends. I didn't gain any type of anything. Like it was just more me pleasing someone else. But even them, they didn't really care. It was just that 10 seconds of joy, and that's it. Basically.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, motorcycle stuff. Like I talked about, like, yeah, I used to be in a club back in the day, and like the Harley in San Diego, man. There's a big Harley Davidson dealership down here in San Diego, a Marina. They used to they still throw on pretty sick events and have stunt shows and stuff. Every once in a while, the owner would say, hey, like they'd block off the street, let people do wheelies and do their thing. It was fun watching people stunt. But there was a time where he was like, no, this isn't that place for that. No wheelies out front. Please keep it chill, and people would do it anyway. And I've seen someone do a wheelie and flat out get hit by a car. Oh yeah, wheelie, cars coming, bam, flew. Boop. Yeah. Damn. Survived. He was hurting. But everybody, like, and the MC community is different than the car community. Like, dude guy's butt kick. I ain't gonna lie. Yep. There was some clubs there, like, and they didn't like the fact that he was burning the spot. And after he got up from getting hit by a car, he got beat up. Damn. In front of everybody. So there's a time and a place for everything. So I've seen two different sides, man. I've seen the car community side where, I mean, yeah, people probably do get in fights, but like I've never seen anyone get handled that way by burning a spot. And the motorcycle side of it, like you do something stupid like that and you're not respectful, like they will make you be respectful. Hands down. And homeboy got beat up after he got beat up by the concrete from doing a wheelie getting hit by a car. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Like there's time and a place for everything. And man, I think we just gotta stop the takeovers. Like it's not even just straight takeovers. Like if someone's asking you, please, no burnouts, no donuts, just respect the spot, man. Because at the end of the day, like if you don't get caught, you don't get a ticket, you don't crash, like you ruin it for that person. Yeah, events go away. But I really want to know your guys' thoughts on this issue, man. Because I know there's gonna be some comments going back and forth. Like I said, my boy Esteban, who had his reel that got taken down, there was some back and forth, and I was stunned at some of the comments, man. They were like, this is part of the car culture, accept it. Call people crybabies, and it blew me away how like a lot of you, not a lot of you, but a lot of people like accept that. Exactly. And they're okay with it. Once again, yeah, it is part of car culture, but just like my comparison to football, we got to evolve, man. We got to elevate, we got to move on, because we're just going to keep ruining things for ourselves. And fun and safe is the key. Time and a place for everything. I'm not saying we can't do some of this stuff always in a closed location, right? But if you get permission and it's safe, we can have fun. Right. If you don't have permission, it's not safe, don't do it. Once again, great example, the Harley place. Because that dude, I guarantee you, actually I know, never did it again.
I wouldn't.
Skinny's what?